सुनो मनु जी, उस कंप्यूटर पे किसी को नहीं बैठने दीजिएगा, ठीक है? हाँ। Yes, good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good morning,
So I'm now visible.
Good morning.
Ah,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
weather is hot and humid. Okay, so you can see the blackboard, green board. Okay. Is it visible now, my dear children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome to online, and see our children are also sitting there. Yeah, they are the superstars, celebrities. That's why they are waving their hand, doing a very good job coming to school. Okay, so those who have not come today, for them we are organizing these online classes, that even if you are sitting at your place, but still your studies will not be disturbed, hampered. Okay, so I want all of you to sit with your book today, but I have decided to share a screen also. It will be a little convenient because I have come to know some of the children, they are not sitting with their books. And I received a phone call from one of the parents that why don't you share a screen now? So fine. But before that, let me introduce the poem which I am going to explain you today. The poem, you all know about it. It is the Lake Isle of Innisfree. The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Isle means island. Okay, Innisfree. Written by William Butler Yeats, who was an Irish poet. You know, he was an Irish poet. And his childhood days, he spent his childhood days in one of the beautiful place which was full of tranquility, peace, and purity, everything. There he had spent his days, which was known as Innisfree. It was a small island where a lake called Logill, and where it was in Ireland. Now, the days are coming in your life also that you will be going to some other place for your job purpose, or maybe for your studies, or maybe for anything else. What you are going to miss about your school, about this place where you had spent your childhood? I know we all are connected to our childhood days, maybe, but Patna is not so beautiful place. I'm talking about greenery. As a city, it is very good. It's happening now. You can see a lot of flyovers and the infrastructure is also developing. But when we talk about greenery, we simply found what? Concrete jungle. But still, if you have been born and brought up in this place, you all love to be the part of this. No, you don't want to go anywhere else. But imagine if your childhood would have been in such a place which is not only beautiful, but very peaceful. Then what will happen if you are coming to a city, a town, and you are actually stuck in the busy routine of life? Definitely you all will be aspiring for peace. No, change. We all want a little change in our lives. Maybe during this corona, we actually realized that we did not want change. Monotonous life is better life. No, coming every day to school. But because that was too scary, remaining indoors. That was different thing. That was pandemic. But generally, during when we have a very tough life, our busy life, then we definitely want to go to those places with which we are either, you can say, emotionally attached, or a place which is very beautiful. So here, W.B. Yeats, he was not only emotionally attached with his homeland, he was feeling homesick because he was in London. He was very young at that time, 20, 21-year-old, and he has come to London for higher studies. And that is why whenever he was stuck in the city life, in urban life, he always wanted back to a peaceful place where he can get happiness, peace. And you know, he has little dreams and desire. When you will go through this entire poem, you all know about it because we have already explained it to you. 3 paragraphs, and 3 paragraphs. In the very first paragraph, he is actually talking about the physical need, food, house, and then he is talking about his spiritual need, because apart from physical need, we also need some spiritual, some emotion. And then in the 3rd paragraph, he is coming to the practical thing that no, he is actually in London, the pavement grey, which is actually giving you an idea that he's talking about it. So in this manner, in the entire poem, the poet is going to explain, yes, mute yourself, children. Poet is going to explain that how badly he is missing his homeland, how badly he wanted to go back to Ireland. And that is the thing which is written in this entire poem. Okay, and that I'm going to discuss. Fine, children. So sit with your books, although I'm trying to share a screen. Screen visible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now the poem, 1 minute. Okay, so now let us look at your books. And those who are not sitting with their books, they can see the screen also. So what it is all about? See how the poem started. Very simply, the poet started the poem. How? That he's simply saying in the first person, I. You know, as I told you, that this poem is a lyric, a song. And lyric means a musical poem, which is actually bringing some music, melody in your ears. And that's why the entire poem is about the poet's longing. Longing means desire. And what is his desire? He wants to have peace and tranquility. Where he wants to find it? In Innisfree, a place where he had spent a lot of time as a boy, as a young boy. And that is why he's saying. So Innisfree is a name of a place, very quiet. And that is why the reason the poet wants to go there, because of its tranquility, peace. Obviously, he had spent his childhood in this place. And many sweet memories are connected with this place. So he wanted to go there. That is his only demand, his only desire that he wants. And as I told you, that this poem has a wonderful meaning. What is the meaning? That even though you want to, sometimes what happens? That we want to go to that place where we want to have not only peace of mind, but also freedom of everything, expression. So he, as a, when he was simple, a child, he felt that he was so free in his area. When he was in his home place, he was so free. And that was his dream. So he has always demanded, he was always thought about it. Now let us come back to the poem. Look at the lines. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and leave alone in the bee loud glade. Now, first of all, look at the meanings. Arise, you all know. Get up, stand up. Cabin, he's talking about a room, hut, chota sa. Okay. Wattles, a twisted sticks, which is used for making fences, some bamboo sticks also type thing, glade, open space, and be loud. Be loud refers to what? Buzzing of the bees. So as I told you, that first paragraph will refer that when you go somewhere, your body, your physical needs are there. No, you need a house because you are a human being. You cannot live in a jungle. You need a shelter. You need a house. So similarly, online children, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, fine. Listen carefully then. So he's simply saying that he's talking about his physical requisitions, requirement, because when you will shift anywhere, you need to look after your body. Physical need is important. So he's saying, and I is who? Our poet, William Butler Yeats. He says that he wants to go to Innisfree. Okay. Over there, he will build a small room for himself. And how? Not a big bungalow he needs. You know, William Butler Yeats was a very simple man, and that's why he was very close friend of whom, you know, Rabindranath Tagore. He was very close. He belongs to 20th century, and he was very Rabindranath Tagore's poems. He used to read about him, and he too. So he was a simple man, and that's why he's saying that I don't want a bungalow, I don't want a palace, I don't want a big apartment. I want what? A small room for myself. And how he want to make it? No cement, no nothing. He wanted to make it with the walls or the fences, what? Clay walls. Okay, small sticks and clay, which is used generally in villages. गांव में बनता है नहीं, छोटा सा झोपड़ी, वैसा ही something. And now he needed a small place where at least he will be able to keep himself warm. He will be able to keep himself safe from rain and summer. So this is the only requisition. We don't need a big house. We need a place where we, at least we can, keep ourselves safe from different weather conditions. So he is saying that he also want to do that. Now when you want shelter, he has demanded. After that or before, what we need? Food. Food is a basic requirement. Without food, you cannot imagine so your life. So he says that no, I don't want any extraordinary food. What I will do? As since I will need some food to eat, so I will also grow 9 rows of beans near my small cabin. Now 9 beans of rows, that means he will not only be eating beans only. He's talking about harvesting things, little agriculture. Whatever food, whatever vegetables, fruits or cereal, grains he will require for his survival, that he want to grow by himself. खुद की खेती, छोटा सा घर, छोटा सा खेत. That is the only desire of him. So he will be able to grow his own food. Okay. And then what about sweets? Sugar? No, obviously. So that's why he's saying also he will get honey from the honey bee hive. All natural, organic food, you can say. People are going crazy for organic food nowadays, paying extra amount of money. So he want everything free from fertilizer and all. So all nice things. He says that the open space, and then he comes, leave alone in the be loud glade. What does it mean? That the open space where he will build his room, which will full of the buzzing sound of the bees, and over there he will live alone in peace and tranquility. So this natural sound, he will not.
अच्छा चार्ज में
Mute
हाँ
yourself.
चार्ज इलेक्ट्रिक तो वहीं पे ना होगा
Let me. Arnavi, either you leave the class or mute yourself. Okay. Fine. So he want a place where there will be everything peaceful, a small cabin. He will grow his own food through harvest, little bit, and then a open space which will be full of be loud played. Means natural music, no artificial music he needs. Everything natural. And then he says, now see next, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings. 1 minute. Okay. मुझे म्यूट कर देने दो इन लोगों को. Okay. So now if you want to say something, you will write it in the chat box. Because some children, they don't know the basic courtesy that if they are attending online classes, they should remain quiet. And so dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings, their midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of linnet swing. Now see the meaning, first of all. Veils, veils, you know, ghungat, cricket, an insect, linnet, a small brown gray bird, and glimmer means shining. Now in this stanza, our Yeats says that when he will be in Innisfree, obviously he will feel peaceful. I shall have some peace there. That means he will really feel peaceful. And this peace will come. How? Dropping slow. That means slowly and gradually. How? Then again he's describing how he would feel peaceful. See, the description of feeling peace. Listen carefully, or if you want to note it down, you may. In the morning time, when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. When the sun is rising and a small patch of cloud has covered the sun. No, sometimes early morning, if you will see that the sun, the time of the sunrise has come, still a small patch of cloud will cover the sky. What does it mean? As if the morning is wearing a veil. Anna? Morning is wearing a veil. So he says that when he will look at this beautiful scenery, he will really feel peaceful. So looking at this beautiful scenery, he will look peaceful. Thereafter he says that when the male cricket insect will sing a song, male cricket bird, insect, that sound will also bring peace to him, because it's a natural sound, chirping of birds, okay, insects taking out sound. So this is not an artificial music. Then also he says, at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars in the open sky, twinkling stars, then also this shine, this simmer will give peace to his mind. Okay, and even in the afternoon also he's talking, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also make him peaceful. And not only that, during the evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. So in second stanza, first stanza, he is talking about the physical peace. No, he needs food, he needs a cabin. Okay. In the second stanza, he is talking about his spiritual peace. That early morning, when the sun will cover the, will be covered by the patch of cloud, it will appear like a veil. That will give him happiness. Afternoon, the purplish glow of sun will give him happiness. In evening, the linnet's bird, if he will look at them when they will come back, that will give him pleasure. And night, twinkling, shining stars, shimmering stars in the sky. So each and every moment of the day, what happened? Each and every moment of the day will make him happy. Clear, children? Clear? All four. Char pahar jise bolte hain. So every time he will feel happy. Now he is coming to the last paragraph. See what he says. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's gray, I hear it in the deep heart's core. What does it mean? See, night and day, all the time. Night and day during, then lapping. Lapping means striking, hitting. Okay. Heart's core means inner part of the heart. Inner. Now, in this stanza, the last stanza, poet is thinking again. Now he is becoming pragmatic, practical, because first two stanza was a dream, which was not possible in some manner. No, you cannot go, you cannot leave your town, you cannot leave your studies, you cannot leave your work. Is it possible that we all will leave our work and go to a village, there we will settle peacefully? No, we have to remain alive. And then in this competitive world, we have to struggle every moment. So lastly, he's coming to this point that he pleads. He's still having that dream that he will stand up and go to Innisfree, because all the time, how and what has reminded him of his plane? He was standing somewhere near a pavement in London, and all of a sudden he saw a fountain which was striking water. The ripples of the water reminded him. कभी कभी होता है कुछ देख के पुरानी याद आ जाती है. That's why. So wherever he is actually standing where? Roadway or a pavement gray. Night and day, anywhere he is, whenever he is listening to the striking sound of water, he is listening this sound somewhere deep or innermost in his heart's core, innermost part of his heart. This desire comes back to him, and he wanted to go back to that very place. That is only his dream. That is only his desire. What is his desire? That one day he want to go back to that place. He want to go back to the place where he will really feel happiness. Okay. Why? Because Innisfree is an island. I told you, near island, in the island, and most of his memories of childhood is related to that place. And that's why he still wanted to go there. So whenever he is, and last also, in the last paragraph, in this 12-line poem, when we come to the last paragraph, once again, he is determined, because that place is so sweet, so sweetly connected to his memories, that he really want to go back. And so once again, he's as if he's taking a resolution that, yeah, one day if I will be fed up with this, I will go back. Why? Because he is having that longing for peace, tranquility, and he wanted to go back to that place. He's fed up of residing in a city. He wants to escape the noise of the city. And that is why when he's standing near a pavement, and this memory is coming back to him. Okay. And that is the only dream he wanted to have in his life. Okay. So as all you have seen that in first paragraph, speaker, the poet is talking about need of the body, food, shelter, and that's why he's talking about a small cabin, 9 bean stores. In the second, he is talking about his soul, peace for his soul, spiritual peace. Okay. And finally, with the physical world, he's coming back to the physical world, pavement gray and the memory. So it is not possible for him to come back to this place. Clear, children? Okay, clear? Any question? Okay, अब मैं unmute कर देती हूँ. 1 minute. If you want to ask anything. So those who are there for online classes, they can also ask me questions. Poem is clear that how poet is longing to go peaceful place. And what is the name of this peaceful place? Innisfree. And that's why he is somewhere, it is situated in Ireland near Sligo County, the Lake Isle of Innisfree. Why? Because he is really traumatized with the urban life. Okay, the challenges every day, the life is full of so much competition. So we all want peace. And for that reason, he wants to go back. Go through the entire poem, read all the lines. And then if you have any problem anywhere, you can ask me now. No query, no question. Okay, see the rhyme scheme. Innisfree made honeybee glade. What is the rhyme scheme? Simple, A-B, A-B. Okay. Slow sings, glow wings. Day shore, grey core. So, A-B, A-B. Very clear? Now see, we have alliteration. Can you identify alliteration? Who will tell me? Find the alliteration. First stanza, third line. You don't know alliteration, don't look at my face. First stanza, third line. Who will tell me? Anyone? Yes. I have a hive for the honeybee. Very good, Aryan. Next, one more alliteration is there. I will not give you the clue. No way. Yeah. Yes, Vishnukant. Which line? Incorrect it is. Alliteration you have to find out, yes? Yeah, lake lapping low. Vishnu, you don't know what is alliteration? What is alliteration? The repetition of sound or two or more closely placed words, which the letter, first letter is same. We have then personification. Who will tell me where is personification? Second paragraph. Second paragraph. See, note down, yes? Yes, veils of the morning. Morning has been compared to human. That's why she is wearing a veil, ghungat. And one more, you will find out. Metaphor is also there. Metaphor is also there. Who will tell me? Metaphor is also there.
Ma'am, second paragraph, third line.
Yes. No, not third. It's clouds are compared to veil, from the veils of morning. So clouds dropping, peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning where the crickets sing. Okay. And then we have refrain, repetition, refrain. I will arise and go now. I will arise and go now. Okay. Yeah, I have already unmute you. Now look at the question answers. I think question answers are clear. No problem, children. No query, no question. Sarthak, simile and metaphor. Listen carefully. You know about simile and metaphor? What is simile? Simile and metaphor, they both are similar figure of speech. They both are used to compare things. Okay. Simile, but it is very easy to identify simile. How? Because whenever we are using words like as or like, when we are comparing few things with the words as or like, that is simile. दो चीज को जब कंपेयर करते हैं as और like से, so that is known as simile. SIMILE means if I say he is as brave as a lion, okay, he is as intelligent as Einstein. या मैं ऐसे भी कह सकती हूँ he is like a lion which is known for his bravery, ferociousness, or he is like Einstein who is known for his intelligence. So this is as लगा दिया, like लगा दिया, तो easily you can identify this is simile. Metaphor is also comparison, but there we are comparing two things, but we are not using as or like. जैसे इसी दो सेंटेंस को मैं कहूँ he is Einstein of my class. So what will come to your mind if I'm comparing any single student that he is Einstein of my class? That means he is, as Einstein is known for his genius, intelligence. That means I am telling to that fellow, I am describing about that fellow that he is genius of my class. If I say he is lion of my class, now lion means who is known for his anger, bravery, anything. That means he is the most powerful boy of my class, but I am not using as or like. So simile and metaphor, they both are used, दोनों का एक ही काम है, compare करना. लेकिन simile comparison में as use करते हैं, like use करते हैं, और metaphor में नहीं use करते हैं. Okay? Got it? Sarthak, am I clear? Yes, very good. Simile metaphor. Okay. Okay, children, then have a good day. Have a good day.